Hi guys, it's Naim Pradhan from Dhaka for Corona War Victory. Okay, so I just want to tell you that already 2.6 million cases has been found over the world with Corona, and almost 180,000 and plus has died. Now, to solve that, and US also they're facing crisis. A lot of people are jobless. They have applied for the unemployment fund. So Donald Trump, the president of US, he has provided $1 billion to combat the jobless and fit people. So that they can live a good life over this crisis moments. And we have found from the research that every person needs 15 pounds of food every day. So we need that much of supply, and for that amount is quite okay, right? So nobody will die by food without food. Next is today is the World Earth Day. In that day, like 50 years back, the President Richard Nixon, he has declared bipartition this day to save our environment for the world and to clear the world. Okay, and we must remember the governor of Washington, and his Mr. Jay Inslee. He's a worker, hard worker over the job creation. He works for renewable energy, and he advocates the benefits of renewable energy. Okay, and the benefits are very remarkable, and the benefits are really so. For example, we should use our energy in the proper place, right? If we have some renewable energy, in that case, we can save some electricity bills, right? Some energy, like a guy in a family, if he do some work by himself in childhood, so he can expand his own needs, right? That's the thing. If you have renewable energy at some point, it will save a lot. Like it will be very much amount of saving for the people in the United States along with the world. So it's a policy throughout the world, right? So now the next thing is that they tell that the Washington governor once told that the Donald Trump don't listen to the doctor's voice. In that response, Donald Trump, what he did is, in Georgia, the governor is telling to open the barber shops, the small businesses, so people can go to the gym, they can play some cricket or other things, or basketballs, volleyballs. But Donald Trump told no, stay at home, because there is people they're telling who is in charge for those activities. They're professionals. Their advice you should listen, and you stay at home, stay safe, don't go outside till we can manage the control the virus spread, right? For that, software people, they are providing free services, Netflix, then the paint apps. They are giving some benefits, like you can have some work at home for some time. There is live broadcasters. They are providing the benefits to create live TV. People can put some entertainment to the people who are depressed or at home. I told you that, which has some impact. And what we need most is food. And for that, in US, they have provided $1 billion to solve the issue till the time the vaccine is invented. Now we come to the point of the vaccine. That is, in US, they are researching. In Britain, they're researching. China is researching, and India and other countries are also researching. So if it happens, China has invented the vaccine earlier, because we must say that Donald Trump already investing 30% of the WHO funding, and he declared, I won't spend, you don't give me early message, right? So now, what we should do, we should tell that Trump, please do the investment. We should speed up our research in the vaccine invention. Listen to the doctors, what he is already listening. And now the thing is that who will invent the vaccine first? There is some information that in the Britain they already prepared some vaccine, and now they are applying that on some 110 healthy people to check it. Okay, so in that case, in this run to find the vaccine, Britain is leading the way. So in US there is some I don't know, I don't want to tell now, but always I work in life science in Edith Wave. Britain and US always work together in the advancements of the medicine and the science, of which is especially the life science. So I think they're already advanced, and Britain is in the first speed right now. Okay, so and also the World Health Day. I just tell you something. The people who have got some opportunity to go outside for the work, they will understand and see that the environment is quite better now. There is no pollution with the factories. There is no pollution using the car and the airplane that is flying thousands of times through the world, Earth. So in that case, the environment gets better, right? So on this day of the World Earth Day, we should cannot ignore the advocacy of the renewable energy, which will provide less carbons on the air. And you must understand what happens when the carbon is accumulated over the air. It is creating the heat. Like carbon is something, when you pollute the air, it releases some carbon, it goes to the ozone layer and in the atmosphere of the world, outside in the air. And it's when the heat is there, it contains some heat. So if the carbon emission is more and the carbon is floating around, the heat is absorbed in the carbon. So overall, the world gets warmer. It causes the ice in the some part to burn out. So the water level gets up. So at some point, if the water level is up, the world is getting less space. It means 1/3 is only the earth, right? It will lose its some part. So environmental factor is very important. That's why 50 years back, the President Richard Nixon bipartisan declared this day as the World Earth Day. So we must tell that Washington governor is doing a great job to advocate the renewable energy creation as well. Because of their advocacy, that 1 billion is already released to help the people, and to understands that is not the right time to reopen. But if we want to create job, we must reopen at some point, right? So if there is no work, there is no food on your table, right? So there is a check and balance, like a trade-off. Both party has the proper value in the talk, because some is a visionary that if we can create, it's a bit innovation and it will save a lot of money as well, less pollution over the world. And the other part is that at this current point, this lockdown creates the world a bit better living place. But what is the next step we need to do? That is, we need to create job. For that, we need to reopen. We need to create the industries to work as it was working before. So, when to reopen? Till the time the vaccine is available, right? Every party has the best plan for the world and for their country. So we must support both of them. Both of them are patriotic, but in that current position, what is the current action plan? And we have to take the correct decision to get the better result. And who is in charge to get the result, the advices? That is the people who can predict, who can tell you what to do, what not to do. And every area of the industries have some that mentors. They have research data. They use the software tools, technologies to get their analysis better. And for that, we can tell that when the doctor is telling that don't go out, stay home, don't open the barber shops, wait, we have the stimulus package for you. So you need food, have some health first. You have to remember that health is the first option. We can risk our public health at right point, right? So it is not only America or US, it's all over the world, in my country even. And it is very important for our people to stay at home right now, okay? You cannot go out, you cannot go gym, you cannot go park. You have to stay home. And to entertain you, technology has some benefits for you at your home with the internet, right? Okay, that's it. I wanted to tell you. And some Secretary of State also told that tech people is getting benefits. They are getting autocrats. Okay, so we must admit that there are a lot of rules and regulations out there, audit out there. So tech cannot take the full advantage with its own happiness, right? It's a global policy. When you work with the tech, you will understand that before release there is audit out there. So tech cannot take that much benefit, but you also have to admit that tech is advancing you for as a country, as a nation, as a world citizen, right? So we must support and contribute to advance the tech research, because they are hard worker, and once something is innovated throughout the world they're using this, you should care for them, right? You cannot tell that do this, do that, or you can enforce some restriction. It's not only inside the family or the community or as a country or as a whole in the global world, right? Now is that end. So I want to tell you that some moral stories. Okay, few days back, related to corona, I tell you, that is you cannot open or continue your production units without any proper compliance. It's very much important. You establish big factories or small factories with bigger thinking, but you don't have that much compliance available, or you deploy people and there is a fire out there and people is getting burned out. It is a crime. We should not give license to those companies, pharmaceuticals, garments factories, where there is no compliance. We should enforce that throughout the world. And now, one more thing. There is some hypocrisy out there, right? Yeah, there is a jobless position in this world, throughout this country or the outside the world. You cannot keep 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 cars when you have only 2% in your family. And when people is sacrificing you and you are not contributed to the society, is a crime, right? So we should not give license to people or factories where there is no compliance out there. People cannot enjoy so much luxury without any contribution to the society, to the people, or to the country, right? This is the message I want to give to the world and the people of my country. And this message, everything all together, the sessions is for the victory of the corona war. Thank you very much.